It's a match nearly a decade in the making, but tonight, for the first time, Utah Valley University will take the field for Western Athletic Conference play. Awaiting the Wolverines are another conference newcomer, the Roadrunners of Bakersfield, who are determined to shake off their slow start and open the league season with a bang. A new era unfolds for Utah Valley tonight under the lights of Clyde Field, and it all starts right now. It's soccer night here in Orem, Utah, as we get set for Western Athletic Conference action. A historical night as Utah Valley University opens the WAC era against the Roadrunners of Bakersfield. Welcome into the Costa Vida pregame show. I'm Kellen Heiser alongside Veronica O'Brien. You know, it's been over a decade that Utah Valley has not had a measuring stick to measure its progress to the NCAA postseason, but with the addition of the WAC, now they have that opportunity, and because of that, a lot of people are saying this could be the most significant match in program history.
Oh, absolutely. What an exciting evening for both teams. You're talking about two teams that have played in independent conference for years, and now tonight they get to be part of the great tradition of the Western Athletic Conference and have a chance to play for a national tournament.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, both teams coming in limping a little bit. Utah Valley did get a win on Sunday, but they are just 2-5 through the non-conference season. Bakersfield, on the other hand, they've lost 6 straight matches, and they're 1-6 overall, but that's the beauty of this WAC situation, is the slate's wiped completely clean, and the league's totally up for grabs.
Absolutely. You know, both teams have struggled a little bit to find their footing through non-conference play, but they've both played tough schedules. UVU was on the road for a significant part of non-conference play, and now they get to start a fresh season. Here's conference play, and they're ready to go.
Absolutely, and for Utah Valley, it all starts up top with the senior. She's the reigning WAC Player of the Week, Natalie Baker. She had a goal and assist against UC Davis on Sunday.
Absolutely. Talk about an explosive player and a player you absolutely have to watch tonight. Anytime ball's in the area, she's in striking range.
Absolutely, and then you look at Lexi Dunn, the anchor of the back line. How vital is she to this Wolverine team?
She is so vital. You know, they've called upon Lexi numerous times this season to play multiple roles and mark out big players, and you expect nothing less from her tonight.
Absolutely. Despite all their recent struggles, Bakersfield's still very potent, especially in their stellar midfield. That's led by senior Erica Shelton and a freshman from Sweden, Hedda Regafall.
Yeah, she's a great player to watch in this match. You know, she's a tall player. She's dynamic in the air. She's got great foot skills and a good person to watch in terms of setting up their attack.
And as we look at the keys to victory tonight for Utah Valley as they face a tough Bakersfield squad, you know, Brent Anderson did say a big factor was going to be defensive discipline. They need to shut out a team. They haven't done that yet this season.
Yeah, that is one area Coach said, you know, we got to be great on defense tonight because we know great defense leads to great attack. He talked about the creativity on the attack. This past season, they've been relying a lot on their speed up top, so they don't want to be as direct tonight. And they certainly want to trust their experience. I mean, this is a team that has 4 great seniors that have been the backbone of this team, and here's their chance to go all the way.
Absolutely, and with that experience comes 4 years of playing in the Great West Conference, where they were 28-3 overall, 3 tournament titles, 2 regular season titles, and they're going to need to draw on that success going forward tonight. Hope you'll stick with us here at Clyde Field. It's the WAC opener at Utah Valley University.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
To the young ones, the small ones, the ones they had planned on leaving in their shadow. I know your determination, your heart, the need you have to prove something, the sweat, the miles, the hours that stretch into days, and nights, and years. I know because I've been there. And now is ours. The earth and the sky are ours. And this is where you belong. Join us. We're waiting for you. And so are they.
Back here at Clyde Field on the campus of Utah Valley University, right here in Orem, Utah, getting set to bring you some WAC women's soccer action. And we're going to bring you the starting lineups of this one, starting first with the Bakersfield Roadrunners. They've got Megan Vina, surprise starter at goal, taking the place of Tori Ornella, followed by Liv Borkenstein and Sarah Cook. They're in the back line there, along with Becca Ellis and Taylor Wheeler. Taylor Wheeler, a player who can get forward and attack out of that left back position in the midfield. A strong midfield for Bakersfield. Leilani Skinner, a junior, as well as Erica Shelton. She was the first WAC player of the week this season. She had a hat trick against Southern Utah. Taylor Jordan, an impressive senior at right attacking mid, and Hedda Regafalk is another midfielder on the left side. Freshman from Sweden, we discussed her in the pregame. Caroline Muyo will handle the center attacking mid duties, and Emily Nothi is up top as the lone forward for the Bakersfield Roadrunners here in this 4-2-3-1 formation. Head coach Melissa Phillips leads the Roadrunners. She's in her third season with the Roadrunners. Now we'll take a quick look at the Wolverines' first 11. It all starts up top, as we said, with Natalie Baker, the striker. She had a goal and an assist against UC Davis on Sunday. Taylor Kirk joins her in the forward spots. Then in the midfield, Lexi Robinson, a junior from Orem, Haley Curtis in the middle, and Kim Stratford on the left side. Lexi Dunn moves into a holding midfield position. Brent Anderson wanted to move her a little bit further up the field and get her involved in the attack. Then freshmen Melanie Osler and Sarah Rank, as well as sophomores Lexi Felix and Caitlin Mortensen, make up a young back line for the Wolverines, and the senior, a two-time Great West Conference Player of the Year, Lauren Sack, is in goal. And we are underway here at Clyde Field, a historic occasion. If you didn't know, it's the first WAC contest for both of these squads. Also the first WAC contest of any kind for Utah Valley. The same can't be said for Bakersfield. Their baseball team has competed in the WAC over the last couple seasons.
Yeah, this certainly is going to be an exciting match. Emotions are running high in the first match, and particularly for the UVU playing at home, and a senior class is their first time ever to be in a conference and have a chance to hopefully get to the national tournament this year. Absolutely.
Kellen Heiser, along with Veronica O'Brien, here with you. As here's Natalie Baker with the ball, playing a long ball forward, but snuffed out there by Megan Vina. Tori Ornella has had the bulk of the starts for Bakersfield at goal, but Megan Vina has gotten some time in goal as well, and she's got the start tonight. Yeah, she's been performing well over the last couple of matches. There's no telling if there was any previous injuries to their other keeper, but she's got the start tonight, and they'll be looking for big things from her. Talking to head coach Brent Anderson. Before the game, he was really concerned about this Bakersfield midfield. Most of their goals are generated from that midfield. A lot of great attacking players, including Erica Shelton, who's a great 1v1 player and can break you down.
Yeah, Erica Shelton's a very dangerous player, a player that UVU is going to have to keep a close eye on tonight. She attacks from deep positions, and she's kind of all over the field, so a little hard to pick up on the defensive end, but she's one certainly Bakersfield will be looking for to strike some goals tonight.
Here's Sarah Rank, very athletic freshman, playing in the center back role.
Yeah, Sarah is one of the true freshmen that's actually started all 12 matches here for UVU and has done a superb job.
Kim Stratford now. And here's Melanie Osler. Osler's one of those players that could really play any position. She's been all over the field here in the early season, a talented true freshman. And she's had to play some right back, which isn't her natural position, but injuries and some inconsistencies have forced her into that role, and she's done well there.
Yeah, she has stepped in. You know, I've watched her in several matches. Every match she's just getting stronger and stronger. You know, Coach Anderson has a great look for the future. He's got a lot of young players in the squad that have seen a lot of minutes in the non-conference play, so I think it's going to do well for them as they go forward here in conference.
Borkenstein gives it away here, but then she takes it right back. Bakersfield almost a big mistake there early on, but the Wolverines regain possession here. Natalie Baker, a nice flick on to Haley Curtis, and now she's in the open, shielding a defender to her left. Robinson tracks down the rebound. We're going to get a foul, but against Utah Valley, but a nice attack early on there initiated by Natalie Baker.
A great look for UVU, and certainly Haley Curtis is a player to watch. She's leading tied in the conference for now, actually leading the WAC conference in shots.
Lexi Dunn nods it on with her head. We can see Dunn starting to get a little bit more forward. Brent Anderson really wanted to get his senior into that role. She's a great distributor out of the back, a strong defensive player, but he thought it was vital to get her involved in the attack.
Yeah, Lexi does a great job at just keeping the team calm in that area and marking key players out of matches for them.
There you see the pace of Taylor Jordan, talented senior midfielder, just one of two seniors in this starting lineup. The other is Erica Shelton. And now here's Jordan out wide. Couldn't quite track it down. It's going to be a throw-in.
Yeah, the key tonight is going to be what team we can see get settled early here in the match, as emotions are definitely running high. Who could be that first team to strike and kind of get settled in for them?
Another throw-in, Caitlin Mortensen. She's a sophomore of Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's had some great minutes over the last few games, put in over 75 minutes against UC Davis. She's done a real nice job switching away from center back to that left back role.
Yeah, she's been a great mainstay for UVU in the back line. She's played multiple positions. She's used to the center back area, but this season she's been playing on outside back and she's been doing a great job getting forward and distributing on the attack.
Long ball forward, cut out. Bakersfield takes control, but not before giving it away again. Here's Haley Curtis. Curtis knocked off the ball, earned herself a foul.
Here's Lexi Dunn on the ball. She's really well known for her free kicks, as you'll see her take one here and go deep into the box.
With Lexi, you just never know if she's going to try to put one on frame or if she's going to bend one towards the back post.
That is so true.
She has been so effective from these free kick situations. Sends one into the box. The head is to it. Nothing doing, cleared away, and here's Taylor Jordan.
Still a good ball in. I don't think it was the ball Lexi was totally looking for, but UVU did a great job, Haley, and Lexi Robinson trying to get on the end of that ball.
Lexi Robinson, just a junior. She's a local kid out of Orem, but she means so much to this UVU midfield. She's been voted a captain as a junior by her teammates.
Yeah, she is an absolutely great leader. They actually joke with her a lot at practice because she can just run all day long, as you'll see her play through the midfield tonight.
Ball goes out of play there. Lexi Robinson did have a tremendous strike on Sunday against UC Davis, turning on her right foot and blasting in the upper 90 with her left. Such a talented finisher. Crazily, it was her first goal of the season. Hopefully, we'll see many more from her because she's got that ability.
You know, some of those great players you don't always see on the scoreboard because they're setting everybody else up, but she really deserved that one on last Sunday, and it was a great win for UVU overall. First win over a Big West opponent, UC Davis.
Curtis building now. This is Kim Stratford on the right side, sending one in across the mouth of goal. Nobody's there, but the attack is still on. Here's Robinson able to track it down. Looking to service into the middle.
Great service in.
Cleared away by Borkenstein. The threat still very much alive here. Utah Valley in this attacking third.
UVU's doing a great job early on, trying to pressure the back line here for Bakersfield.
Attack comes to a swift end there. A goal kick as Robinson just couldn't quite handle the throw in from Mortensen. Utah Valley's had their chances here early on. We've only got 7 minutes gone in this one.
They certainly have. You know, they're playing a little direct going at them. You know, Coach Anderson mentioned early on they wanted to be a little more patient on the attack, but you gotta like the intensity they're going at goal right now.
Lexi Robinson, a terror in the air right now, and here's the athletic Natalie Baker crossing it in and nothing doing. Another goal kick, but a lot of the game right now shifting towards that attacking third for Utah Valley.
Yeah, they always say if you can play in their end, good things are going to happen.
And we'll see our first substitution already in this one. Looks like Chloe Varvel set to check in. She's a sophomore defender out of San Jose, California. Melissa Phillips trying to tighten things up on the back line already, not liking what she's seeing.
Yeah, UVU certainly doing a good job of getting to the ball, winning them first, keeping Bakersfield locked in right now in their half, keeping them unsettled early.
Really just an absolutely beautiful night right now for soccer. Clyde Field, the capacity's been doubled with the addition of these new bleachers. Was at 500, now it's at 1,000. They actually set a facility record for attendance back against Weber State earlier this season. It was a tough 2-1 loss, but the setting, the temperature, the crowd milling in, it's really just a great setting for the WAC opener.
Yeah, this is a soccer player's dream. Great temperatures, great atmosphere, probably one of the best facilities I've seen.
Liv Borkenstein checking out of this one, limping a little bit. She has dealt with an injury for much of the year. She's a quality player, a transfer from Memphis, but she has only seen one game thus far this season, kind of dealing with an injury and needed to check out there. I'm not sure if she tweaked anything, but Varvel checks in.
Yeah, it looks like she's favoring a little bit of her hamstring, but hopefully she'll be able to get herself back into the match.
A long ball in, cleared away. Another throw in for Utah Valley as they've been using Natalie Baker, her just lightning fast speed to get ahead and just wreak havoc on this back line. Just any ball you send forward, she's got a chance to track down.
Yeah, she's certainly, you turn your back, she's going to be there tracking things down. But again, as Coach Anderson is hoping, they don't want to just always go to her as teams have been marking her up. They certainly want to be a little more patient on the attack.
Long throw in from Baker. Ball kind of popcorning around there in the 18. Nobody can quite settle to it. And here's Dunn. Dunn's gonna fire with her left foot, real speculative. Over the top of the crossbar.
You know, there's not a lot of players that can do that, but Lexi certainly can take those good 40-yard shots and have some danger on goal.
She's earned the right to. I know last year she had a free kick goal from about 40 yards that she put in to win the game against South Carolina State. She's earned the green light from out there, which is something not many players can attest to. Cut out there by Lexi Felis.
UVU's doing a good job at stepping in and winning a lot of the first balls, but certainly have to take care of the ball just a little more on the attack. Just a little bit off on the passing.
Jordan now likes to cut in from right to left, does so there, but has it taken away by Lexi Robinson. That ball's easily cut out, and here's Erica Shelton finding Nothi. Handled by Dunn.
Good switch of field by Lexi Felis there to get the attack going from the other side.
Utah Valley's going to play it out of the back here. Sarah Rank. But given away.
It's one thing Coach Anderson talked about tightening up on the defensive end from building on the back, making sure they're not giving those square passes across and making sure they're taking care of the ball to get on the attack. And there we just saw a miscue there, and now a free kick for Bakersfield.
Distribution out of the back has been a problem for Utah Valley in the early going. This results in a free kick, and from a fairly dangerous position, Erica Shelton, she's going to try to bend this one into the box. And right to Sack, who mishandles it. And a glorious opportunity there for Bakersfield, but missed. It just goes wide. Wow, Utah Valley avoided a bullet.
A little nervous moment there, but certainly Lauren Sack, you know, a great goalkeeper, someone they rely heavily on to get them settled early, so she'll get going here.
That would have absolutely spelled disaster. Utah Valley's been in control here in the early going. You'd hate to give away a cheapie like that. Lucky to avoid that one there. But no, Sack's a better goalkeeper than that, as you said.
I think we call it a little bit of home field luck. Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So a restart here. Now Bakersfield starting to build. Out wide again to Jordan.
Bakersfield's doing a good job at stretching the Wolverines' back line out, and they've got to be really careful to make sure they stay together in that back line. They're getting a little stretched out here in the last couple of minutes.
Only 13 minutes in, but it's pretty clear that Bakersfield likes to thread this attack through the right side, through that senior Taylor Jordan. Utah Valley having a hard time clearing away here, but a foul bails them out as Sack will come to take this free kick.
Yeah, it's certainly something they have to pay attention to tonight. As you mentioned earlier, defensive clearances has been a little bit of an issue this season, so something they're going to have to really pay attention to tonight.
Brent Anderson did mention it's such a mental thing to be able to go into a match and shut a team out. They've been unable to do that this season. Almost did it against UC Davis. Made an error in the back that left a player wide open as we have a foul here. A late tackle there as Sarah Cook hits the ground. Looks to be all right.
Yeah, you know, you're right. It's a big task to show a team. I know there's high expectations on them tonight. You know, Bakersfield's been kept off the scoreboard in their last 3 matches. So certainly they're looking to be that 4th team to hopefully keep them off tonight.
Lots of space on the left side. Osler trying to close down and does. Wins it away and clears her lines. And Anderson, and as Anderson said, it's kind of a pride thing. It's being ready to come into the match with that sort of mentality about what it takes to absolutely shut a team down. And the Wolverines they're poised to do that. They're absolutely ready to do that. Have that mindset. Just a matter of finding the execution.
You're absolutely right. And you know, this is a team that's been working on that all season. They're a great mix of young and experienced players, and just getting that mentality to be able to play 90 minutes plus whatever it takes to be successful.
Osler now advancing up the right side. Back it goes to Rank. We'll swing it around to Lexi Felis. Felis has had a real nice season thus far in that central back role. Last year she played on the outside on the flank and a little bit in the midfield as well, but Utah Valley has needed her in the middle.
Yeah, that right there was great ball movement around the back, circulating the ball for UVU, something they've been really trying to work on, and that showed right there.
Erica Shelton tries a little 1-2. Given away as Robinson tries to push it forward. Still to Curtis. And now here's Robinson. Trying to get the angle. Can't quite find it. Back to Bakersfield.
Yeah, this again is a little bit what Coach Anderson was talking about. Right now UVU's trying to hit direct, go forward. Would like to see a little bit more build up, but here we go with Haley.
Possibly a costly turnover here. Haley Curtis back to Robinson. Robinson cuts to the right side, wants to tee one up, and she's gonna draw a whistle. And this is a dangerous spot here for UVU.
Yeah, great composure by Lexi there. Certainly got a well-deserved call there. You know, stalled the defender and exploded, so it was a great play by her.
Utah Valley with a set piece about a little under 30 yards out. Lexi Dunn, Lexi Robinson, and Kim Stratford gathering to talk this thing out. Stratford runs over, and they're going to leave it for Robinson. Robinson with the drive, not anywhere close, but
yeah,
a great
I think she was
opportunity.
looking to bend that, but little wide and high.
Well, we started off with things kind of leaning towards UVU's way. It looked like they had a few opportunities to break through, couldn't quite find it. But since then, things have really leveled out. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out here in the early going, trying to figure out where they can take chances.
Yeah, I think that first 10 minutes of excitement is finally all the adrenaline has come out, and the teams are starting to settle in and feel each other a little bit out. Pretty even going on right now.
And there's our first offside of the match. The flag goes up. Haley Curtis drifting offside.
Yeah, UVU is going to have to be a little more patient, a little more creative on their runs. Right now they're going very straight down the field, and Bakersfield's pulling their defense up a little higher, reading that a little earlier.
Sarah Cook takes the kick. She looks to move the ball up the field here. A nice tackle there from Lexi Dunn, as now Utah Valley takes possession.
Great movement. Much better job by UVU's back line opening up for each other. Good switch to the play.
Sarah Rank looking ahead. Now a free ball in the middle. Knotted on nicely by Jordan, but just a little too heavy of a touch from Caroline Muyo.
Yeah, both teams here are doing a great job of winning the ball. However, on the attacking side, gotta probably just take a little more, get their heads up and look for that pass. A little bit too much lost possession on both teams right now.
Robinson gets ahead to that one and nods it forward. Baker was there. Touch was just a little bit too strong, gobbled up in the back by Vina.
You gotta love to have a player like that. Every time she strikes, it's a threatening ball into that attacking end.
And now we have Baker out in front of the pack again. Flicks it to herself, tracks it down with the left foot. Well wide, but pretty impressive effort to say the least.
Yeah, she was definitely in a 2v1 situation there, and she had goal in sight.
Natalie Baker was 2 seasons ago. She was the leading goal scorer for this team, had 10 goals, won the Great West Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Last year battled through some injuries, only had 5 goals, which it was a disappointment for her, but she's back at full strength, and she's looked so strong over the last few games. She is just all over the field, up and down.
She's definitely, when you talk about having a go-to player in your team in big moments, you've watched them all season long. They've played overtime matches, and she's running like she's been fresh from minute to the end of the game, giving everything she can for this program.
Nice opportunity there in the box. Stratford just couldn't quite redirect it with the head. But possession will stay with the Wolverines. Robinson, a nice turn.
She does such a great job of battling for everything on that field.
But back comes Bakersfield. A little bit of a counter opportunity here if they can build it quickly enough. Long ball forward to Taylor Jordan.
And there's an example of Erica Sheldon from Bakersfield, who just has a great ability to distribute balls and make things happen on the attacking end.
Nice job covering there by Sarah Rank, who clears it again out towards midfield. Bakersfield has gotten forward well over the last several minutes, but really their only opportunity has come by that mishandle there by Sack, as Utah Valley really dodged a bullet there, but no real threatening plays yet from the Roadrunners.
No, and then the UVU's probably thank themselves for that moment. They know it's a game of inches, and they certainly escaped that one and got back and playing strong here.
Jordan's cross in the middle way too long. Cleared away, and we'll see if Haley Curtis can track this thing down. Unable to do so, and Bakersfield's gonna restart things from the back on a long ball forward. Poked away by Dunn.
Great pressure there to win the ball back for the Wolverines.
Trying to string a pass forward to no one in particular. And that's taken away. Another cross by Jordan. No one in the vicinity, but it's going to be tracked down here on the left flank. Nice job marking there by Sarah Rank, and Lauren Sack's going to handle that cross. Lauren Sack, as we mentioned, a two-time Great West Conference Defensive Player of the Year. She's been such a strong player back there, keeps the Wolverines in a lot of games because of her ability to make saves at the right time, and a lot acrobatic saves at that.
Absolutely. I always say, you know what, when you have a great goalkeeper that can make that great save early, you can settle your team in and just build off that confidence.
Another road runner foul opens up another free kick opportunity for Lexi Dunn. Just on the other side of midfield. The Wolverines still sending players forward. See if anything will come of this. A high drive to the back post and just over the head of Kim Strafford, but a tremendous ball from Lexi Dunn from near midfield.
That was a great service. You got to wonder if she can back up a little more and get about 67 yards, you know.
Not a great taken goal kick there as Kim Strafford now threads a ball forward to Natalie Baker as the flag goes up.
Great through ball. Again, a little bit what Coach Anderson is talking about. We can't always go direct down the field. If we can get a little more, some diagonal runs with our forwards and get a little more creative in that attack, they certainly believe they can break through.
Clearly, Baker is wanting to get in on goal. She's made a lot of quality runs here in the early going. Jordan now had that pass knocked away, but she retains possession. Now a long ball forward from Wheeler, but taken by Lauren Sack. Utah Valley set to make a substitution here. Mikkel Salmon waiting to check into the ball game.
And Mikkel Salmon's going to be a great player to come in for them. She talked about a player from her freshman year to her sophomore year that is tremendously improved. It certainly gives an extra punch in the attack. A little bit like Lexi Robinson, just goes, goes, goes.
Utah Valley will take possession again, and here's Dunn with another long ball forward. Bending towards Curtis in the middle, just bounces overhead and safely out of play.
Okay, I asked you, could she go from 70 yards?
Lexi Dunn has been dangerous from the free kick, and we're gonna take a media timeout here from Clyde Field. Utah Valley and Bakersfield still tied at 0. 21 minutes to play here in the first half.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
Come join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
Back here at Clyde Field, the Utah Valley and Bakersfield going head-to-head. The first ever WAC competition for either side here. The first ever WAC competition for Utah Valley University in any sport. Thus far, pretty even. Utah Valley has just 3 shots. Bakersfield has been limited to only 1, although it was a dangerous opportunity after a mishandled ball by goalkeeper Lauren Sack. But Utah Valley starting to find some rhythm in the attack. They've done very well off of set pieces. Some very nice opportunities there.
Yeah, I think in that little timeout there, I think both coaches are probably looking at their team saying, look, we've got to settle down and play our game. We got to connect some passes, and things will start to open up.
A lot of fouls here in the early going in this one. Is that a little bit of league play adrenaline? Is it a little bit the fact that I know Utah Valley's wanting to ratchet up the aggressive play, the physical play on the defensive side of things?
You know, it certainly is. You know, teams are trying to get settled in. Sometimes nerves play in, and sometimes feet get a little glued. They're not moving as quickly. But certainly teams trying to impose, you know, their strength on other teams and see what they can somewhat test officials a little bit early, too, what they can get away with.
Utah Valley along the right side. Now battling in the corner is Salmon. Gets the ball poked away, and it's going to be a corner kick. The first corner kick of the evening for either team.
Yeah, great job from Mikkel Salmon. She just came in and already has got a corner kick produced here for her team. So great stuff right away coming off the bench.
Salmon will take this corner kick. Try to put one into the back post there. Utah Valley and Bakersfield bunched up on the left side of the penalty area. Low corner, but it's going to result in another attempt. Utah Valley has 1 goal off of corner kicks this season. Have had some great opportunities off set pieces today as we look again here at this corner kick. Not a great taking corner kick, little low, driven towards that near post, but Salmon's going to try it again. This one more back post.
Great
Tracking
service.
it is that Natalie Baker who got ahead to it.
Great look by the Wolverines. Great service in the box, and Natalie certainly was there and just ever so
just
close.
Wide. What a run from Baker, and just couldn't quite tuck it into that right post, but a great corner kick from Mikkel Salmon, put it right in space in the middle. Unlucky not to finish. You can begin to feel the tide of this first half start to shift more towards the Wolverines. They've had a great slew of chances.
Yeah, they're starting to read the game well. They're starting to notice that Bakersfield having a little bit of problems with their goalkeeping, distributing on the back, not going very far up the field, and so they're starting to set a little higher and seeing some success in winning balls more on the Bakersfield defensive end.
Nice through ball here from Robinson, and here's the speed from Baker. One-on-one, left shot, just across the goal mouth. Oh my goodness, Natalie Baker. She would love to have that one back. As you can see, the space that's between her and the last defender there for the Roadrunners, just put it wide, hands to the head. She knows she could have done better.
Yeah, she cut her angle a little bit. If she could have just cut back probably to her right foot, she would have been able to slid it past the keeper there.
Another opportunity for Natalie Baker. She really is wreaking havoc on this Roadrunner back line. Her speed is just really tough to deal with at times.
Yeah, Bakersfield's back line's holding pretty high. Sometimes teams will do that, but surprising with her, she's gotten in so many times behind them. They're going to have to make some adjustments here early.
Stratford does well to shield that defender. Now the Wolverines again into the 18. Crossing back middle. Ball's knocked away. What's the call there? Looks like we're going to have a goal kick as some substitutions coming into this one. A nice cut back into the box, but hit the ground there, couldn't quite control it.
Yeah, she had
out for a goal kick.
She had a couple options there. She had a lot of people in the numbers in the box. She could have had maybe an early service, but not a bad idea to cut in.
Caitlin McLeod making her first appearance for Utah Valley, taking out Melanie Osler. She'll fill that right back role, and checking out of the game for Bakersfield was Caroline Muyo, their center forward, or their center midfielder, excuse me.
Caitlin will be another great substitution to bring in. Caitlin certainly has experience, having played a year at Weber State prior to coming to UVU, so she's had NCAA experience on the field, so that's a great substitution to give Melanie a little bit of rest back there.
Almost lost possession on the slip there. Nice hustle play by Natalie Baker. She's been willing to get down and dirty on the defensive side of things. Not often you see a striker willing to track back and do that.
Yeah, you're gonna love her. She plays both sides of the ball, and she just works like crazy. She has such a passion for this game.
Another substitution. Jamie Brown is gonna check in, give Kim Stratford a breather. Jamie Brown was in the starting 11 early on in this season, has shifted more to a bench role, but she's a midfielder with a lot of pace, especially on that left side.
Yeah, and I think they were trying to find a little bit of what she was going to do early on. You saw her a little bit in the defensive end, also in the midfield, but she certainly can contribute in both positions.
Tracked down along the right touch line, Lexi Robinson. Now here comes Bakersfield trying to build. Long ball forward, looking for Taylor Jordan. Marked now by Caitlin Mortensen. Mortensen does well to clear it. Caitlin Mortensen, a physical presence there on the left side, not afraid of the speed of Taylor Jordan, who can break you down one-on-one if you give her the space.
Yeah, she certainly did a great job there standing up her attacking player, but Bakersfield's doing a great job of getting out wide and stretching this Wolverine defense.
Possession given away on the throw-in. And now Bakersfield drops it back to Salmon. Salmon chips it forward. Nothing doing that time.
Yeah, you know, not a bad idea, but that's another example going back to Coach Anderson. We got to have some patience on the attack. We're looking to just send, you know, Baker, and she's going to eventually need a rest here, so we got to look to hold on to the ball a little bit more and let our team catch up on the attack.
That's right, against UC Davis. Utah Valley jumped out to a 2-0 lead within the first 21 minutes. They had the luxury of being able to play a lot of bench players toward the latter part of that first half, get some people some rest. 11 Wolverines saw the field on Sunday.
Great experience and definitely a great opportunity to rest players before the conference play started.
Sure, but it's unlikely Utah Valley is going to have that opportunity tonight, so need to preserve a little bit of energy out there.
Yeah, smart substitutions are going to be key tonight. Keep key players fresh throughout the match.
Sheridan Fox, a freshman, waiting to check into this one for Utah Valley.
Yeah, Sheridan's a player that she's a freshman, an exciting player, has got great pace. I know a player that they're going to be looking to build on in the future as they'll be graduating some very key seniors with Natalie Baker and Haley Curtis on the attack.
Sheridan Fox scored her first career goal in UVU's 4-2 victory over Idaho State up in Pocatello. That was kind of a weird game that got moved indoors. They played it at the football facility up at ISU, but the Wolverines handled the adjustment well, came out with a 4-2 victory, and due in large part to Sheridan Fox's play. An opportunity there, but another goal kick as we see some more substitutions coming in. For Bakersfield, this is Megan Todd, sophomore forward out of Norwich, England, one of 3 internationals on this team. Meanwhile, for the Wolverines, Callie Stubbs will check in. She's a sophomore out of St. George as Haley Curtis heads to the bench.
Yeah, Bakersfield certainly has a little bit of an international flavor as you look at Sarah Cook in the center back area. Outside back there for Bakersfield, played a little bit with the Philippines national team this summer in some of the 2015 World Cup qualification matches. So certainly got some experience there for them.
As Bakersfield regains possession, Sheridan Fox did well to get forward there. Showed a little too much of the ball, but Veronica, you know a little bit something about international play. You know, Sarah Cook, a great opportunity to represent her country this summer, representing the Philippines in the Asian Football Confederation World Cup qualification. You know, how special of an opportunity is that for any given player, especially given you played some time with the Canadian national team?
A little there. You know, it's just a wonderful opportunity anytime you can put on a jersey and represent your country and have the opportunities to play against some just world-class players and the training you receive. It's just a wonderful experience, and especially for someone that is young in their college career, nothing but great things to come from it. And
just so everybody knows, Veronica played in a World Cup in Sweden, so when she says just a little bit, that's a little bit of dramatic understatement for you. Utah Valley now on the attack. Bakersfield does well to move it away that time, but definitely the threat is not over. Mortensen again pressuring high up the field.
Yeah, she's done a great job. You know, for someone that's played center back, she's switched positions this year to be an outside back, and certainly has had a different role, having to get up and play both ends of the field. She's been attacking well at the back. Very fit player.
Erica Shelton coming up a little lame there. Not sure what happened, if there was any contact there or there was a tackle attempt behind her. She takes a minute. She's a very important player for this Bakersfield team. Looks like she can just walk it off.
I call those great traditional soccer, someone just cleated my foot.
Maybe took one on the heel there. Seems to be fine. probably one of the best attacking players on Bakersfield's squad, and she attacks from a center defensive mid spot, really deep in the field, and sometimes it's hard to keep track of her since she can get forward so well from that deep position.
You know, she's a great overall player. You know, she prior to coming to Bakersfield, she was playing in the back line for Santa Barbara. She played last season up top, and now coming from the midfield. She's done it all. Great opportunity there for Bakersfield. That shot was partially blocked there as the Wolverines avoided a shot on goal attempt there. Could have challenged Sack. But a nice recovery there by Utah Valley's back line. We just saw a glimpse there of Sheridan Fox's speed and dynamic attack that she offers, and just a freshman. Again, one of those players that Coach Anderson is looking to build on in the future. Coming up on 10 minutes to go here in the first half, still no score. The Utah Valley with an opportunity here. The shot is up and in! Off the crossbar, down and in. What a great distribution by Mikkel Salmon to Callie Stubbs. Great first touch as she turns to strike the ball, and just a wonderful strike on goal. This is Callie Stubbs with the right foot right over the top of Megan Vina. A nice substitution, great finish. It's her second goal of the year. She scored in the season's first contest against UTEP, and she gets the WAC era started off right for Utah Valley. A great goal and a great find from Mikkel Salmon. You know, when she came on, I was just about to say she's one of those players that comes on and can have just that one brilliant moment and change the game for you, and there it was. Utah Valley, how they've been pressing forward. They've been getting so many opportunities. How does that change the dynamic of this game now that they finally got one? Well, this is certainly going to allow them to settle in and feel like they have a little bit of confidence, and hopefully they can hold on or get another one before half and go into the halftime with a lead and be able to readjust and be in a good position. Sheridan Fox a little eager to get forward on her run there, just ended up offside. It didn't take long for Utah Valley to find itself on the attack again, as now Bakersfield is going to try to limit the damage before half. Conceding again really might spell disaster to go down 2-0 into halftime. Callie Stubbs, it was her third career goal. She scored once last season up at Seattle. That's another WAC opponent. Utah Valley will have their hands full of them. They were the near unanimous choice at the top of the WAC in the preseason poll. The only other team to get a first place vote was, well, Utah Valley. Yeah, you know, Seattle actually is going to be a little bit handful. You know, even though they've been independent, they certainly have played tough schedules over the year. If you look at their non-conference schedule, they've played a lot of ranked teams, so they'll definitely be a great challenge for UVU. Of the returning members of the WAC, Seattle was the highest finisher last season. A lot of quality players, and they swept the preseason player of the year polls. But Utah Valley, as we mentioned in the pregame, was 28-3-1 all time in the Great West Conference. They were really just the class of that league. As a result, they get a first place vote. They get picked to finish second in their first season of the WAC. Obviously, that success in the Great West Conference has caught the attention of these WAC coaches. It certainly has, and this is a team that has experience. They've been, even though they didn't have the automatic bid, it's been a team that's been in a lot of conference championships. They've been in high pressure situations, so I think they're poised to do well. Shelton looking fine, sends a long ball in. She's looking for Rega Falk. Rega Falk trying to gather underneath it, can't quite do it. And now here's Lexi Dunn trying to trigger something forward. You know, the one thing the Wolverines have been trying to work on this year is to be a little more calm coming to the back, but sometimes their calm is causing too many short passes and putting them a little bit under the pressure there. Touch just a little bit too heavy there from Mikkel Salmon, but it draws a whistle in that collision. Another free kick opportunity for Utah Valley. Mikkel Salmon's been a difference maker coming into this first half. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, she has been a really improved player, came into preseason camp fit and focused, and certainly whether she starts or comes off the bench, she plays great minutes for this ball club. Lexi Dunn over the ball again. Not sure she's struck a ball today that hasn't been dangerous. This is just to be a little chip for her from here. Drives it hard back post. Oh, and there was Mortensen. Oh my goodness, Caitlin Mortensen, the diving header, couldn't quite get it down, but another dangerous ball from Lexi Dunn. Just look at how hard this thing is driven right towards that back post. Yeah, her teammates are doing a great job at getting it on the end of any ball that she serviced in that box, and hopefully they're going to be rewarded for it.
Caitlin Mortensen, a nice effort.
Again, goalkeeper struggling a little bit in distribution, and UVU taking advantage there.
Callie Stubbs had the ball poked away. Wolverines maintain possession. That's Jamie Brown, now back to Dunn.
Jamie did a great job there to keep possession for her team on the attack.
Here's McLeod looking to send one in. Looping ball, but handled nicely by Vina in traffic. Wolverines up 1-0 here. 6 minutes to go until intermission. Utah Valley, truthfully, maybe a little unlucky to not have a greater advantage on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and you're right, early on, they're lucky to escape that one miscue in the defensive, and it could have changed the outlook of the game at the start there for them. So they've done a great job to get back and locked in and be up 1-0 right now.
Lexi Felix does a nice job to cut out that attack, as Bakerfield's going to track this thing all the way back to Vina and reorganize. Shelton. Over to Bachman. Bachman, a lot of space now. She gets it to Jordan. Bakersfield on the attack. But a nice play there by, was that Sarah Rank who tracked that down in the corner?
Sarah did a great job to recover. UVU got caught there on transition in the midfield, causing Caitlin to have to step out of that back line, put pressure on the ball.
Sarah Rank very athletic in that back line. Now another long ball forward. Handled by Rega Falk, who will retreat things back to Chloe Varvel. Varvel on the left side. Tries to thread it forward, nothing doing. Lexi Felix heads that one away. Sheridan Fox unable to control it, but that attempt just sails wide and nothing but a goal kick for the Wolverines. Oh, did it take her a deflection? It must have taken a deflection.
Yeah, it looked like it took a little deflection there.
So a corner kick, the first of the night for Bakersfield.
This is an area that UVU's got to work hard on. Make sure they're marking and tracking hard. An area they've been working on, and Bakersfield certainly got some good, strong headers there in the midfield.
This is Erica Shelton who's going to take this corner kick, a chance to equalize for Bakersfield.
Good bending ball.
Now it's kind of trapped there in the middle. The Wolverines trying to get it cleared, finally do. It's going to go all the way back towards midfield, where Taylor Wheeler will handle it. Utah Valley does well to clear their lines that time, even though it was a little bit nervy as that ball got lodged in the middle of the penalty area there.
Yeah, they're getting caught sitting a little bit here, but Bakersfield doing a good job putting pressure on UVU right now, trying to see if they can equalize before halftime.
And this has been a precarious situation for the Wolverines all season long, closing out halves and the start of halves, keeping teams off the scoreboard in these crucial moments.
Yeah, it certainly has been. They quite often they get up a goal and they take a little bit of a relax, but hopefully tonight they'll get that sorted out and be able to hold on here.
A little over 3 minutes to go until halftime.
Good pressure by Lexi Robinson.
Caitlin Mortensen has it poked away, and this is Taylor Jordan.
A little bit too fancy there, but she's got a good recovery going on.
Wants to cut to her left all the way across field, and here's space. The shot goes wide.
Probably one of the best opportunities for Bakersfield tonight. Probably had an opportunity to bring that ball down and go a little bit at that back defender and take a shot.
Loads of space, really maybe had some time to settle things a little bit better. But
yeah, she's probably gonna wish she had that back. Good switch of field here.
Dunn here playing a long ball forward. Nobody on the other end.
Yeah, Bakersfield's holding their back line pretty high, so they're certainly trying to entice a little bit of that long ball. At the same time, UVU's got to be aware they got to be a little more creative in the attack, get some diagonal runs to get that back line opened up from Bakersfield.
Another misplay out of the back as Mikkel Saban plays a ball forward. Sheridan Fox, or excuse me, Callie Stubbs gets a foot to it, and it's going to be a corner kick.
Great decision by Mikkel Salmon there. Low driven ball into the front runner there, going near post. Great ball.
The last time Mikkel Salmon stood over a corner kick, she bent one right into the middle to Natalie Baker, who narrowly missed a goal. We'll see what Salmon can do here. Driven ball towards the middle, this time handled by Bakersfield, but the attack still on as Dunn tries to cut back to her left. Now we'll give away a foul.
UVU's gonna have to work hard to get back here.
A minute 10 to go here. Utah Valley holding on to this 1-0 lead. They definitely like to take that into the locker room.
Good patience here by Lexi. Get her team caught up on the attack.
And coming up at halftime, we'll have a very special guest, head coach Greg Moss. He's over the forthcoming men's soccer team at Utah Valley. He'll join us here on the touchline, and we'll talk a little bit more about the historic day today has been as the Wolverines moving in to the WAC for the first time. Down under a minute. Good defending there by Mortensen. She's done a nice job marking on Taylor Jordan.
Another historic moment coming up as we add men's soccer.
Absolutely, still about a year away, but definitely an exciting time for this university as they add what's expected to be a very popular sport at the university and in this community. Utah Valley doing a nice job of wasting time here towards the halftime whistle. And we're gonna head into the break. Utah Valley holds a 1-0 lead at halftime of this WAC contest. A goal from Callie Stubbs, the difference so far. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll have head coach Greg Moss of UVU men's soccer.
I felt that the MBA offered me the most in terms of what I could do with it once I graduated. It's international recognition. I could go to Europe, Asia, South America, and people recognize the name MBA. It means that the person that holds that degree has a certain level of understanding of business management concepts and practices, that they can understand what it means to follow best practices in accounting or marketing or sales, and I wanted to have that associated with my name.
Well, the goals that I achieved by enrolling in UVU's MBA program were primarily to gain a CPA so I could do more for customers in terms of going beyond bookkeeping. I also just wanted to make a change in life.
My main reason of why I ended up pursuing it was because of marketability. I wanted to be marketable in case I wanted to say I want to do something different down the line. And getting the MBA opens up those doors if you want to take that change in your career path.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. It's a great opportunity to meet your future dean, professors, and advisors. Highlighted programs include business, science and health, education, humanities, aviation, dance, theater, and emergency service. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer.
Oh, I want to go where the coconut grow, where the sun is shining on me. Costa Vida is where I want to be. Costa Vida.
Back here at Clyde Field, Utah Valley holding on to a 1-0 lead at intermission, and we've been talking all day about the historical event that today's been moving into the WAC, and we're joined now by a man who's making a little bit of history himself. Greg Moss, the first head coach of Utah Valley men's soccer. Greg, thank you for joining us. What are your thoughts on the first half of this one?
No, it's a pleasure of mine to be here. You know, the first half's been a very, very competitive match on both sides. I think it was a matter of time before the UVU women broke Bakersfield down. They're holding a very, very high line, Bakersfield is. A few more early entry balls from the midfield up top and in between, I think is going to create a few more opportunities for us.
Sure, and as you know, we begin to look forward to the men's season. It's been 6 months since you were hired back in February. It's been a whirlwind 6 months for you. Can you believe it's been that long? And talk about the progress the program's made.
Well, it has been a whirlwind. There's no question about that. I started in March, and one of the first priorities for us was to hire an associate head coach. We hired Coach Matt Ellinger, who's you know, a fantastic coach and is going to be a tremendous resource for UVU men's soccer. We've been on the recruiting trail, trying to identify those players here in our state, within the Intermountain region, and you know, throughout the country and certainly internationally, we've got a lot of interest.
Absolutely, and you talk about Matt Ellinger, such an important player in this whole program development. What has his role been as we move forward here in the early stages and laying the foundation?
Well, the nice thing about Matt is, you know, he's got tremendous experience. He has tremendous credentials behind him with U.S. Soccer. You know, for those who maybe don't know, Matt's dad, John Ellinger, was the first head coach of Real Salt Lake. He's been tied in with our under-17 national team. So the hiring of Matt has given us a very unique reach into not only the youth but international stage for possible players.
Absolutely, and as you talk about, we've been able to have your first training with some of the players that you have on campus.
Right.
You've finally been able to get your product out there, get worked out with the guys a little bit. What's that been like, and what does it mean to you?
Well, we've been very fortunate, and credit goes to our administration and athletic department here at UVU to you know, have the vision to get our program started a year in advance. Had we had our backs against the wall and had to start this fall, we'd probably have a different group of players out here right now. We've been fortunate to get 9 student athletes on campus enrolled this year, focusing on their academics, and for the last 3.5 weeks been training very hard on the field. It gives us a leg up. It gives us an opportunity to define a little bit of a personality that's going to help those incoming freshmen next year.
Sure, and tell us a little bit about those trainings. How have the guys looked so far?
You know, the first day was the first day. You know, Matt and I tried not to weigh too much into that. You know, but it got started off on a good note. The guys were excited. They're working very, very hard, and from day one to our training just this afternoon, they're very, very sharp. They're training 6 days a week, working very hard, both on the field, in the weight room, and on top of all the academic responsibilities. I couldn't be more happy.
Absolutely. And you've said in the past that this is a community that's ready for this men's soccer program, for a Division I NCAA men's soccer program. What is it about Utah Valley University in particular that makes this such a great place for the first Division I men's soccer program in Utah?
Well, aside from having the largest enrollment throughout the state here of any of our universities, we have tremendous facilities, tremendous people. Utah has a tremendous youth base of players. We have Real Salt Lake here as a kind of smaller market. We have a very knowledgeable and passionate fan base. So we're very, very excited about not just those students that are currently enrolled with UVU, but our entire community's support and excitement for men's soccer.
Sure, and Greg, it's hard to believe we're still a year out. I know you've put in so much work. What lies ahead for you in this upcoming year as we get closer to competition?
Well, we're continuing right now to identify prospective student athletes. Right now we have a bulk of that somewhat done. We have a number of states and international countries represented in that. We're focusing on the academic side right now with our student athletes, making sure everything gets started off on the right foot, and preparing every single day, not just what we're going to do today, but what we're going to be doing next year that's going to help us put a very, very competitive team on the field.
Absolutely, Greg, and I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I can't wait to see you and your guys get out on the field, and you've come into the situation. It was former AD Mike Jacobson that made the announcement to add soccer into the WAC, but you've had the opportunity to work with Vince Odepal. How have these two athletic directors helped lay the foundation for this program?
Well, I've got to first recognize our associate athletic director, Jared Sumption. He's done a phenomenal job behind the scenes with Mike Jacobson to get this university behind men's soccer. And for men's soccer here at UVU to be the very first Division I men's soccer program, it really opens up a new chapter of soccer here in Utah, not just at the university, but for all those aspiring young boys and men out there that are looking to play at the next level. Vince Odepal coming in has been fantastic as well. Micah was here 29 years, and Vince has some big shoes to fill, but thankfully he has big feet as well. And you know, he brings a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and you know, his passion, I think, is carried throughout not just me and the men's soccer program, but our entire athletic department.
And Greg, we've seen your energy and your enthusiasm about this program throughout since the first day you walked into the office, and it's been a pleasure working with you and watch this thing grow, and I can't wait to see your guys in action next season, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Kellen, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Great. That was Greg Moss, head coach of men's soccer. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll talk about the first half and a little bit more about the historic day that today has been for UVU entering the WAC.
People talk about life after college, you know, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
To the young ones, the small ones, the ones they had planned on leaving in their shadow. I know your determination, your heart, the need you have to prove something, the sweat, the miles, the hours that stretch into days, and nights, and years. I know because I've been there. And now is ours. The earth and the sky are ours. And this is where you belong. Join us. We're waiting for you. And so are they.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
Back here at Clyde Field, halftime, Utah Valley 1-0 over Bakersfield over the first 45 minutes. This, of course, the first WAC game for any sport at Utah Valley, and local university and government officials have taken notice as they were on hand at Clyde Field for a little bit of pregame ceremony. Coming into this one, Utah Valley had Director of Athletics Vince Odepal here. There was Matthew Holland and Vince Odepal on hand to introduce this new WAC era for the Wolverines. County Commissioners Gary Anderson, Doug Whitney, and Larry Elledson were on hand as well to kick ceremonial first goals. And Orem Mayor Jim Evans was here as well. Really, Veronica, this has been a huge event for the university, and it's shown some light on the women's soccer program. A really exciting time for UVU.
Absolutely, a special evening for everyone involved. When you talk about the great tradition of the WAC and the programs that have been in and out of it over the years, and to have all these distinguished people here this evening, it's just been a great event for Utah Valley.
Absolutely, and we talked to Brent Anderson earlier this week, and he said, we know tonight is not totally about us. It's about all the people that have worked so hard to bring this day forward to when Utah Valley would have a chance to compete for an automatic bid and be under a banner as prestigious as the WAC, and he knows that it's not just about women's soccer tonight, but a new era for Utah Valley.
Absolutely. You know, Coach Anderson is a great coach at keeping things in perspective and involving everyone in this university to this program and the community. And he knows that, you know what, it's a game of soccer and it's for everyone, and that's what their focus is for tonight.
Absolutely. All right, and we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll have the second half for you right here at Clyde Field. Utah Valley leading 1-0 over Bakersfield.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
To the young ones, the small ones, the ones they had planned on leaving in their shadow. I know your determination, your heart, the need you have to prove something, the sweat, the miles, the hours that stretch into days, and nights, and years. I know because I've been there. And now is ours. The earth and the sky are ours. And this is where you belong. Join us. We're waiting for you. And so are they.
45 minutes in the books, and we're set to bring you some more WAC soccer action from Clyde Field. Utah Valley almost doubled their advantage over the first few seconds of in the first few seconds of the second half. Natalie Baker streaking onto that long ball forward.
Yeah, they always say the most critical moments are that first 5 minutes at the start of the half, the end of the half, and there was UVU knocking early.
This has been a time where the Wolverines have struggled over the last few games. Against UC Davis, gave up their only goal of the match in the opening minutes of the second half. Just a defensive lapse in the back, had a hard time clearing things. Wolverines need to be a little more mentally tough here as they begin this second half with Bakersfield.
Yeah, I can hear Coach Anderson talking to his team about locking in and making sure that they're sticking to their game plan and that it's a 90-minute game and it's long from being over.
Taylor Kirk with a shot on goal, requires a save from Megan Vina. Wolverines picking up where they left off, doing a nice job getting forward. Some opportunities early on.
Yeah, Taylor's another one of those freshmen, has played some great minutes for UVU. Another player that they're going to be looking to build with in the future moving forward.
Haley Curtis settles things in the midfield for giving it away. This is hitter Rega Falk.
And she's been a little quiet tonight for Bakersfield. They're certainly going to need a little bit more out of her if they're going to get going. Nice turn there by Lexi Robinson, showing her technical ability as she streaks down the left side. Finding some space. It's going to be another corner kick. Nice individual effort there from Robinson. I'm sure Coach is loving that. You know, he's talked a lot this season about them driving to the end line and making defenders, you know, taking them on and making something happen on their own on 1v1s as well.
This is the fourth corner for the Wolverines. Caitlin Mortensen is going to take it. Mortensen sends it high to the top of that 18, but unable to be cleared by Bakersfield. Lexi Dunn lifts a high floating ball that just was close enough to make Megan Vina sweat just a little bit there.
You gotta like her mentality. Everything's an opportunity to go to goal, and certainly will strike at anything.
Utah Valley had just one shot on goal in that first half, and that was Callie Stubbs' strike there in the 35th minute. That's been the difference so far. Stubbs coming in off the bench, the sophomore finishing off a feed from Mikkel Salmon to make the score 1-0, and that's where we stand currently. Utah Valley with 7 total shots in that first half compared to just 2 for Bakersfield.
Yeah, you gotta like the production that Coach Anderson had off the bench there. Both Mikkel and Callie Stubbs coming off the bench and assists in the goal.
Caitlin Mortensen with the throw-in. She's been very active. As a sophomore, she's 3rd on the team in minutes. As a nice long ball forward, Curtis is gonna track this thing down. Played back here for Osler. Looping shot that hits the post and bounces out.
Tough ball in, a great hold by the goalkeeper.
A lot of traffic in front of Vina. Looked like she maybe lost track of where that ball was headed, took a hop and hit the post.
UVU's doing a good job of getting their outside backs forward on the attack, making it a little tough on Bakersfield right now. Here goes Kaylee Mortensen running down the flank.
Mortensen streaking after that ball, leaving her left back position to challenge that time. This is Megan Todd playing the ball out wide. The attack breaks down and a throw-in for the Wolverines.
UVU's doing a much better job tonight getting numbers forward. They got to be a little careful on the transition, getting caught a little bit with numbers down in the back there, but certainly you got to like their efforts getting forward.
Bakersfield now beginning to settle down a little bit. Beginning to create a little bit better movement going forward. Here's Shelton now. Poked away, and it's going to be played all the way back to Vina.
Yeah, Bakersfield certainly has started this half with a little bit more spark behind them, feeling a little more comfortable.
Barvell with the quick throw in, but that's going to get called back. Possession to Utah Valley. An interesting situation coming up between these two squads as WAC opening weekend pits them against each other twice. They're going to play again on Sunday.
I know I was kind of joking earlier that they were like a traveling professional team playing at home and turn around playing at the other opponents on Sunday, but that certainly would be a tough turnaround for both teams, getting back on a plane tomorrow and playing at noon on Sunday.
Absolutely a tough tackle there from Varvel. Results in a free kick for Utah Valley, but a home-and-home series to open up WAC play. That game down in Bakersfield begins at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, and fans can follow live stats of that one at wolverinegreen.com, the official athletic site of Utah Valley University. Dunn has been dangerous all game. This one's headed back post.
Another great service.
Still free in the box. Turning and firing is Osler. Osler has it taken away, but still on top of the ball. It's a mad scramble there in that 18. And there's Taylor Kirk finally putting a left foot to it, but right at Vina.
Yeah, you can like the confidence that Melanie's playing with. A freshman this year, getting a starting role in the outside back, doing a great job of getting into the attack.
Really just a lot of bodies flying around there in the box, but Taylor Kirk does well to get it to her left foot, just couldn't quite put her laces through it. Easy enough save for Vina, but another opportunity for the Wolverines. Lexi Felix drops it back to Sack. Utah Valley's been very composed in the back line. As we said before, this is a young back line. 2 sophomores and 2 freshmen in that back four.
Yeah, certainly when you look at the magnitude of this match, they certainly have stayed composed in some very critical moments.
Utah Valley has been without the services of Courtney Wilson, a redshirt sophomore, battling an injury for much of the season. She should be back in the coming weeks, but she is such an athletic player and someone Brent Anderson was a little disappointed to see go down because she considers her one of the most athletic, if not the most athletic players on the team.
Yeah, she certainly is, and she had a breakout season as it got going last year. Definitely offers a lot coming out from the backfield, but hopefully she'll be back soon and contributing to the great growth of this program over the next couple of games.
Utah Valley starting to get forward now. Here's Robinson. Robinson gonna tee one up. Just slides to the left there, but a pretty similar shot to the one she took against UC Davis that she scored on Sunday.
Yeah, Yeah, she's so quick to get on the turn and just release a shot. She's got a great quick release, so you can't give her any room, but she certainly took advantage of the space that the defender gave her.
Some more poor distribution out of the back, and now the Wolverines have a chance here. This is Robinson. Robinson, great save by Vina, but not cleared away. This is Kirk, and the shot is blocked. Oh, a golden opportunity for Utah Valley. A fearless play by Vina to charge forward. Made a great stop to preserve this scoreline.
Certainly did, and another one of those Lexi's going to look back and wish she had that over again, but certainly a good opportunity for UVU.
And now Bakersfield trying to get forward. Sarah Rank does a great job to cut out that through ball. Roadrunner still on possession, and a long shot is batted down.
That was a great block by Caitlin Mortensen. Certainly Erica Shelton can rifle a shot from there, and she was poised to do one, so it was a good stop by her.
Bakersfield has had very few opportunities going forward and into the attacking third. Most of their attempts have been from beyond 20 yards, and that's a good sign for this Wolverine defense.
It is. I mean, they're doing a good job of keeping things in front of them. They're saying, hey, if you're going to beat us, you're going to take a shot from distance, and hopefully they've got great confidence in their goalkeeper. That's going to be an easy save for them.
Taylor Kirk in this second half has had a couple attempts on goal. You know, she had a pretty tough rate to live up to after her first collegiate minutes. She had 2 goals in her first 53 minutes of collegiate play. She was a huge spark for Utah Valley in their 4-2 win over Idaho State. And that attack ends with an offside call.
You know, a great diagonal run by Taylor Kirk. You know, that's something coach has been talking about. You got to get a little more creative on the attack, get some diagonal runs going, get this defense opened up. So not, even though offside, not a bad try.
And that was a great stop there by Melanie Osler. She took a chance getting on the inside of the Bakersfield player. Had she miscued that one, Bakersfield would have been on goal. Long run forward and a shot blocked by Vina. The rebound is off the crossbar. Now Robinson can only get the slightest of touches to it, and Vina comes away unscathed yet again. A frantic moment there for Utah Valley. Taylor Kirk had a great chance on the rebound. Vina just got enough to it to deflect it off the crossbar.
Here's a perfect example of
here's
Baker's
Curtis now.
play.
She's one-on-one. She's got to finish this one. Another stop by Vina. Nobody's in goal. That thing's going to trickle off to the right.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious.
They are just knocking on the door, but nothing's falling. They've got to stay composed and make sure they keep going at this goal to get that insurance goal in there. But just a great flurry of attack by UVU.
Megan Vina has done a great job in this second half. She hasn't gotten a lot of help, as we talked about the risks of playing that high back line. As a result, a lot of Wolverines getting free on goal, but Vina's been able to stop them all thus far, but surely she can't keep it going.
They should certainly be back there giving her lots of hugs. She's certainly keeping Bakersfield alive right now in this match.
Now here's Robinson, another through ball forward. Tons of space for Stratford, but the flag is up.
This is an example of Coach Anderson is talking about. There is a high back line, and UVU's running straight ahead and trying to play some through balls. They're going to have to make some diagonal runs here and take some pace a little bit off the ball to help break down this back line.
Brent Anderson is very confident in his attacking players throughout the midfield and especially up top. And he's been wanting to see some more creative attacking play, and we're starting to see some good vision from these Utah Valley players. Robinson thought about taking that free kick quickly, opted against it. And why not when you've got Lexi Dunn putting it on the heads of Wolverines all match long?
Yeah, when you're a Bakersfield team, this gets a little tiring after a while, having to keep defending this long, dangerous ball into the box.
Dunn sends it right at Vina that time. Tucked it near post. Vina able to handle it.
Yeah, Vina's certainly gaining confidence by every big save she's been making here.
Of course, 8 shots for Utah Valley at goal, but only 1 score to show for it. And you know, soccer's a fickle game sometimes. If you're unable to capitalize on your opportunities, you know, 1 misplay can level things here. Utah Valley needs to continue to be tidy in the back, if they're going to make this 1-goal advantage stand.
You know, they made a lot of changes from last year. They're certainly playing a little more confident in the back, moving the ball around, but they certainly got to watch those moments. Too many short passes in that back can cause some problems.
Foot race here won by Sarah Rank as Felix tries to clear it forward, but Leilani Skinner, nice 1-2 ball, and now she's going to fire with her left foot. Easily handled by Sack. Really not much to that attempt. This is Taylor Jordan who's going to give possession away. It's Kim Stratford.
Oh, good stop by the center back, Sarah Cook. That could have been another through ball with explosive Natalie looking to get on top of that.
Mel Osler playing the ball that time. Haley Curtis taking a push to the back and finally hits the turf, and the official's flag went up, but no whistle sounded. We play on. Out of play there. Stays with Bakersfield. Could have been a handball, and now Bakersfield has an attempt. Shelton hits the ground, no whistle. A long ball forward from Leilani Skinner. Out of play. A little bit of frantic defending there for the Wolverines.
Yeah, again, just trying to play not great clearances. You know, Lexi Fields has certainly got to pick those moments as a leader back there with some experience of when to get that ball out long and when to play short, and just making a little more sharper decisions in that back line. You know, the one thing you gotta like about this UVU squad and the youth event is a lot of these freshmen look unfazed by this big moment tonight and are playing well for the Wolverines.
That's right, 8 newcomers on this 2013 squad, many of whom have been thrust into key positions, a few of whom have gotten time with the first 11. Utah Valley has needed them to step up, and there have been a few mistakes here and there, but they're certainly settling into their roles at a young age.
Now, Melanie has been just tremendous for them, playing on the outside right back here. You got Sarah Rank, and the center back, you got 2 freshmen anchoring that back line right now.
That was Megan Todd on a long run up the left side, hitting the deck.
One of these areas that UVU's got to be sharp as they're defending on free kicks and corner kicks, tracking through the box.
Erica Shelton on the left side there. Sends one right at Sack, and the senior from Reno on her toes. Corralled that one with little problem.
All right.
Not sure if she was trying to catch Sack off guard or if just mishit it, but either way, landed safely into the grasp of the senior. Nice ball forward from Stratford. This is Baker who got taken down. Crowd wants a penalty, bench wants a penalty. Nothing doing.
There is certainly some obstruction there.
That may be the only way to stay in front of Natalie Baker, is to take her down. Could have gone either way.
You know, one of the...
Here's Baker tracking back. She took a pretty sharp elbow.
Yeah, critical moment there for the Wolverines.
Wolverines still have to move forward as, oh, Robinson, a nice touch there, just cleared wide.
Attacking players here, UVU doing a much better job getting in behind and causing a lot of problems for this back line. You know, one player that doesn't get a lot of shutouts is Kim Stratford through the midfield. Just a big presence in there, good ball winner, and attacks at pace and uses her size well. So she's been doing well this half.
Robinson now centers it, and Vina misplays it, but luckily the ball goes right to her teammate. Unable to get the clear, though, as Osler switches play.
What a great ball.
Shot sails wide.
It was Haley Curtis that made a great run to the near post that took that little vision away from the keeper and allowed the Wolverines to keep that attack alive.
Maddie Adams pacing on the sideline, waiting to check into this ball game. That'll be her first action of the match. Kirk pressuring that back line. Almost pays off, but here's Taylor Jordan operating on the left midfield. Now sends it ahead to Todd. But nobody's able to catch up with that one.
Yeah, Taylor Jordan from Bakersfield is certainly a player you don't want to give space to. Great on the attack and on the dribble.
3 players coming in here for Utah Valley. Caitlin McLeod, Chelsea Dunn, and as we said, Maddie Adams checking in for Lexi Dunn. Melanie Osler. And one more. Chelsea Dunn, the younger sister of Utah Valley defender Lexi Dunn. Bakersfield now with the chance, and Sack gobbles that up.
Great save, probably the best look that Bakersfield has had this half.
It certainly was. This was Hedda Regafalk, a lot of pace, sent it right at the chest of Lauren Sack, who was able to make a great stop. Utah Valley still with the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that was a critical stop for Lauren Sack, as she hasn't had a lot to do yet this half, and that was a good moment for Bakersfield, so well done by Lauren.
We've got under half an hour to go in this one. Utah Valley just 1-0 up. Callie Stubbs' goal in the 35th minute. The difference so far.
Certainly UVU is probably sitting there going, wish they could have a few of those back and could be up a couple goals here, but got to stay locked in and a lot of minutes to be played.
That's right, the Wolverines unlucky to not have a greater advantage in this one. Regafalk sends it in, cleared away. Now Utah Valley with the chance to build a counter. Maddie Adams up ahead to Lexi Robinson. Robinson in a foot race.
Here comes Mikkel Salmon checking back in. Hopefully we'll be able to add that spark like she did in the first half to create that first goal for the Wolverines.
Kaylin McLeod gets a boot to that one, but straight to Leilani Skinner, and now here's Taylor Jordan. Jordan, long ball forward. Not enough to find Emily Nothi. Bakersfield has gotten very little out of their forwards thus far this season. Nothi's got 1 goal to her name, but most of the scorings come from the midfield. So Mikkel Salmon holding off Taylor Jordan there.
Yeah, Bakersfield definitely has some athletic players up top, but certainly haven't had a lot of great looks at goal and have been struggling this season to score some goals, and that certainly does play on your mind a little bit. So they're certainly hoping that tonight will be a breakthrough for them.
I think Sarah Cook was expecting that ball to trickle over the end line. It stopped just short of that boundary, and she had to play it out of the back, nearly gave it away. As now Jamie Brown returns to the game, taking out Kim Stratford.
Again, Kim's, you know, another great player, just working hard in there and deserves a little bit of rest. And hopefully they'll get her back into the game here shortly.
A tackle that time from Todd on McLeod. Bakersfield trying to get it out of their own end. Robinson now looking for Brown. Pass was just off the mark.
Robinson's certainly been a catalyst in this midfield for the Wolverines all game long.
Novi gives it away. Now Sarah Rank looking ahead to Mikkel Salmon. Salmon a heavy touch, but goes to Jamie Brown.
Good composure by Jamie.
Trying to thread that through ball was Caitlin McLeod. The ball runs out of play. Mikkel Salmon now sends it towards the middle Cleared off the back line, but here's Chelsea Dunn.
Snell, not a strong enough distribution there. Wolverines caught a little bit here in transition, so they're gonna have to get back here.
We've reached our second and final media time out of this one. 21-38 still to play at Clyde Field. The Wolverines clinging to a 1-0 advantage.
Lots of people have ideas, but engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
I'm Sylvia Bentley, an anthropology student at UVU studying ancient Peru, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm graduating with a diploma and a resume.
It's been all Utah Valley in the second half, but still nothing to show for it, clinging to a 1-0 lead. The game still very much in the balance. Taylor Kirk has had her shot on goal. I think three shots on goal to her name in the second half thus far, one of which was parried off the crossbar, about as close as you can get. Lexi Robinson has also had a few attempts. Utah Valley looking to break through for that second, win themselves a little breathing room in this WAC opener.
Yeah, that little timeout they had there, you're saying to your players, you know what, stick with it, it's gonna come, have patience, and just keep going to goal.
Mikkel Salmon was in a lot of space. Now she cuts it to her left, fires a shot that's blocked. Is Vina gonna be able to track it down? Oh, no, beautiful play, and the keeper's out of goal. The shot deflected, and Utah Valley regrouping here as Robinson gets ahead to it, but finally gathered up by Vina.
I think they're starting to think that keeper has 4 hands going on here.
Vina a little nonchalant as she went to track that ball down. Wolverine came and took possession right behind her, but nice recovery by that Bakersfield back line to hold their spots in goal.
A good substitution coming in, giving Lexi Felix a little break and bringing back their senior leadership into that center back area. So good break and good substitution coming in.
Utah Valley centering pass, controlled now by Bakersfield. Dunn making a return into the second half. Based on NCAA substitution rules, should she leave again, she would not be allowed to return. So if the scoreline stays like this, it's safe to say we're going to see Lexi Dunn for these final 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
Struggle for possession there. Robson, nice little flick on. Robinson sends one into the middle. Taken away by Bakersfield. Jordan now at top speed, and here's Todd. Sarah Rank, the last line of defense, and she wins that battle.
And a great job to keep the ball alive and get it forward. Well done by Sarah.
An impressive display there from Sarah Rank. Just a freshman, as we mentioned, thrust into that center back spot, but she is a very athletic player.
Oh, I think you're going to see her as a mainstay there for next 3 years coming up. Just had a great season thus far in her freshman campaign.
Foul there on McLeod against Megan Todd. Todd, the tallest player on this Bakersfield team, 5'11". She's out of Norwich, England. She's got a single goal to her name this season. she tries to create in that forward spot for Bakersfield.
UVU's got to be careful here to not be sitting. They got to keep their lines together. They got to defend together. They got to come forward together. Make sure they're not getting too spread out here as the match gets into the later stages here.
Falk now with possession before taken away. But now back come Bakersfield, centering pass to Falk, Utah Valley.
That's one of those moments again, UVU trying to play those short passes out of the back, and sometimes they've got to get one out there and get elongated cleared.
$18:20 to go here. Caroline Muyo is going to check in. And out comes Megan Todd. Megan Todd put in a nice few minutes to start the second half. Had some chances up top, but could just never find that final ball.
Yeah, she certainly did. She broke free a couple of times here down that flank here, and so she gave Bakersfield a little bit of look at the goal once in a while.
Clock ticking now down towards the 15-minute mark. Bakersfield maybe starting to feel a sense of urgency. You can sense it in their attack.
Yeah, you know, they're only down by a goal. They still got some minutes on the clock. Certainly, you know, in the next 7 to 10 minutes, you'll probably see a little more adjustments being made by their team to get more taking chances on the attack. And this is certainly an area where UVU is going to have to stay focused. 1-0 is not a great hold on. They've got to stick to their game plan and just keep going forward when they can.
Here's Maddie Adams. Adams now tries to get to the end line, cut off there. Nice defending.
Yeah, great defending by Sarah Cook from Bakersfield.
And now Erica Shelton cutting it back inside and holds off Chelsea Dunn, but a foul here and a free kick for Bakersfield. Quick taken.
Play.
Shelton with a drive right at Sack. Well taken though, a low riser. If it had been slated at one of those corners, we might be equal.
Yeah, certainly a player you don't want to allow to break free, especially here in the later part of this match. He certainly has a great ability to strike at any moment.
.5 minutes to go here. If you're head coach Brent Anderson, do you continue forward on the attack looking for that second goal, or is there a point in the match where you might start to get a little bit more defensive minded?
You know, to me, there's a lot of minutes left in this game. It doesn't seem like it on the clock, but 16 minutes, as you know, in the game of soccer, a lot can happen. I think you have to play your game. You certainly don't want to sit back and start playing in your half of the field. So you've got to keep playing to your game plan, to certainly make good decisions, not take too many chances in that back line.
Robinson's pass ahead to Adams just a little too heavy that time. Utah Valley continuing to break through on this Bakersfield back line with through balls and runs forward. Not a whole lot of crosses from Utah Valley tonight. Not a whole lot of attack from the outside.
Yeah, you know, they've got to be smart coming up here. I think coach has got to look at who he's bringing in these latter minutes, because there's certainly been, oh, great shot by number 12.
Yeah, Muyo sent a floater towards that upper right-hand corner that just kind of stayed up there. Sack did a nice job to recover and parry it around the post. But still a corner kick for Bakersfield as they bring numbers forward. Utah Valley needs to stay disciplined here. This is a good opportunity for Bakersfield. Driven hard and handled by Sack right at the keeper.
No, certainly, you know, UVU's got to manage minutes well here. As many people talk about how tiring it can be to defend, it can be just equally as tiring, the energy put on attacking. So they certainly got to manage minutes here well.
Barvell gives it away to Rank. Now here's Maddie Adams. Nice defending by Sarah Cook.
This is where UVU's got to start taking care of the ball. They can't get in a run and gun game. This is what Bakersfield likes to do, is get players running at goal. They need to go back to the possession. They were doing well earlier in the half and change the rhythm of this game. Right now it's starting to get a little bit into a track meet here in the latter minutes.
Shelton now has that attempted across blocked, but she keeps it alive, sends it in. That touch goes high. I believe that was Nothi that got her right foot on that one.
Yeah, such a great player in the attack. Shelton, she was taking on but 3 players there in the back line for UVU and still managed to cause some danger towards the goal.
3 substitutions coming in. Kim Stratford, Haley Curtis, and Melanie Osler return to the game. Natalie Baker gets a breather, as does Maddie Adams and Kaylin McLeod.
I think this is a good job to get Melanie back in the outside back. Bakersfield was certainly attacking our right back side quite a bit and kind of getting in behind us, so I think this would be good to get some more speed back on the outside back for the Wolverines.
"13 minutes to play here in Orem, Utah. The WAC opener for both of these teams. Both begin their quest to earn a spot at the conference tournament in Las Cruces. And this is Mikkel Salmon who slots it right past Vina, doubles it up for Utah Valley. And the Wolverines lead 2-0.
Great pass into Mikkel Salmon, just great composure to put this ball away. Again, just having a breakout season from her freshman year last year. Well done, Mikkel.
It's been a great performance from Megan Vina for Bakersfield, but she can't stop them all. As you said, a very composed finish. The inside of her right boot, really easy as you like for Mikkel Salmon. And Utah Valley takes another step to putting their first WAC win in the bag. Still 12 minutes to go, but things certainly looking up for the Wolverines right now.
Certainly is. We always say in the game of soccer that 2-0 is that dangerous score. Seeing Kim Stratford come out here with a little bit, looks like a little bit of an ankle injury, a little unfortunate, as she was very keen winning that ball in the midfield to get that ball on the attack.
But as we mentioned, the conference tournament in Las Cruces, New Mexico, on the campus of New Mexico State University begins November 8th, but only the top 4 teams from this 7-team league will make it to the tournament and have a chance to compete for the WAC's automatic bid to the postseason. As an offside flag derails this attack, but the Wolverines think that they have a chance to be in that top 4, would love to compete for a chance to play in the tournament.
They do. They certainly have that confidence, but certainly a different dynamic for them since they've been used to being the top of the former Great West Conference, and now they've got to play in for a position just to get to play for the championship. So certainly a little different dynamic for them going into this season.
And as you look at the league, only Seattle, Idaho, and New Mexico State are returning. There are 4 new members. The WAC's gonna have to fill itself out a little bit, as Curtis was through, but just a touch offside and flagged there by the side judge. But as we were saying, this is a new look WAC. Not as much familiarity between these teams, and really anything can happen.
Certainly, but you know what, I think probably refreshing. You know, after a while you're playing the same teams over and over, so probably a new good look for all teams in the conference.
Barvell now for Bakersfield, looks to Shelton. Shelton can't quite corral it, but the foul whistled against Salmon, and a quick trigger there from Bakersfield. This is Jordan, who maybe needed to be a little bit more patient in that attack. Flings one on goal, easily handled by Sack.
Good job by Lauren Sack here. Senior leadership to kind of slow things down a little bit, give her team a few minutes breather, let them get up the field.
10 and a half minutes to go here. Clyde Field. Good crowd on hand to witness this Western Athletic Conference opener.
Yeah, about this time, you wonder what adjustments Bakersfield will start to do. They're going to have to take some risks and get more numbers forward and really start pressing this Wolverine back line. You know, certainly one goal strike would certainly put them back into this match.
Robinson takes a shoulder there.
Great skill there by Robinson.
Robinson has a lot of great technical ability. Here she goes left and comes right back right. Really, Taylor Jordan had no choice but to give her that little shove, or else Robinson was free down the right side.
And you know what? Not a bad play by Bakersfield when you're not in a dangerous area of the field, and give your team a chance to get back behind the ball and get set.
Callie Stubbs about to check in. She, of course, had the first half goal, scoring in the 35th minute off of a feed from Mikkel Salmon. So a big night from Mikkel Salmon as she leaves the contest, a goal and an assist to her name. And she came in off the bench, was a huge player for the Wolverines.
Yeah, she's certainly been instrumental to tonight's performance. And, you know, you got to like that as a coach. You know, you can go to your bench and get great results.
It is the WAC opening night for all the women's soccer teams in the conference. Excuse me, except for one. Seattle University is playing at Grand Canyon tonight. Kansas City is at New Mexico State. It's Idaho who's not in action tonight, but they open up conference play Sunday against Grand Canyon.
What a great battle by Haley Curtis in the midfield to keep possession of the ball.
Utah Valley can maybe play a little bit of keep away here. A nice 2-goal cushion. 8 minutes to go in the match.
Yeah, they certainly have got to manage these last 8 minutes or so. Make sure they're taking care of the ball in the right areas of the field.
Rega Falk tries to play one forward to Taylor Jordan. Rega Falk has been kept in check for the most part. We talked about her in the pregame show. Player with a lot of pace, a lot of ability as a true freshman, but Wolverines have done well against her tonight.
Yeah, they certainly have. Bakersfield's got to be excited about her for years to come too. Certainly a very athletic, dynamic front runner for them, but certainly hasn't seen a lot tonight.
This is a young Bakersfield team, only 2 seniors in that first 11. The majority of their squad is sophomores and freshmen, so a bright future for these Roadrunners as they begin this journey into the WAC.
Yeah, and I think that a lot can be said for a lot of teams entering the WAC this year. Pretty young teams as they're starting to rebuild, so I think we're going to see a lot of exciting competition coming up in the next couple of years.
Looking at the WAC standings, Kansas City currently in first place with a 3-4-1 record in non-conference play. New Mexico State is right there with them. Utah Valley is sitting in 4th at 2-5-0. So really a lot of parity. This league, it seems wide open. Nobody had a great non-conference schedule. So it's going to be about who can hit their stride come the WAC season.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to talk to the Bakersfield coach prior to the match. It's one thing she pointed out was it's a pretty wide open field, so they were excited about being in the WAC and seeing what their team can come up with.
Lexi Dunn looking forward. This is Caitlin Mortensen. Now ahead to Stubbs, but just a little off the mark. Under 6 minutes to play here at Clyde Field. Some more substitutions. Emily Nothey going to check into the ball game, as is Sheridan Fox for Utah Valley. Nothey, a junior forward for Bakersfield, trying to get a little bit more weaponry on the attack. Maddie Adams will also check in.
Kaylin Morrison just substituted out, just had a great match tonight. Absolutely just dominated down that left flank, up and down the entire night. You got Maddie Adams that just entered and has played multiple roles tonight, and we'll see her now in the left back cooling out the last few minutes here of the match.
Rega Falk tries to strike one, but Rank gets her foot to that. Keeps it away. Now a nice battle in the midfielder turf. Results in a foul for UVU.
This is where UVU's got to slow down and eat a few minutes of the clock here.
There you see Jamie Brown does well to hold her ground. A strong play there by the sophomore. Dunn trying to pick out
This might have been
Osler.
one of these times that Dunn should have probably played short out wide here. Just ate up the clock a little bit. Sent the long ball in, and now they're caught on the counter-attack here.
Rega Falk plays a through ball there. Nice convergence by the Utah Valley defense to cut out that attack. Bakersfield starting to get numbers, though. Numbers forward, I should say. Felis plays it up ahead. And Bakersfield will want to get out of this free kick quickly. Roadrunners rushing forward. Into the box it goes. Headed away, still alive. This is Barvell and cleared.
Just some great defending by freshman Melanie Osler. Just been working hard all night.
Ooh. Into the middle. Rank just clears it. Now here's Brown. Stubbs. Now Utah Valley trying to build. How fast is Sheridan Fox? We're about to find out. Vina comes all the way out of the box to clear it.
We've got to win this ball.
Curtis got ahead to it, but it's settled by Leilani Skinner. Stubbs with a nice takeaway.
Talia Stubbs doing a good job up top tonight the minute she's played. Certainly holding on to the ball. She can up top. Great strike for that first goal in the first half.
Down around 2 minutes to go in this one. Utah Valley 2-0 up, courtesy of goals from Callie Stubbs and Mikkel Salmon. Barring any disaster, Utah Valley is going to pick up its first WAC victory, but Bakersfield is not going to give it to them that easy.
Yeah, these are critical minutes here. We certainly UVU's got to certainly manage the minutes here and try to get the ball, possess it, get it out wide, spread out. Bakersfield.
Shelton has it taken away, now Lexi Dunn. Now she'll spray it ahead, try to drop it into that corner. As the seconds continue to tick away. Dunn plays it forward.
Yeah, they're too eager right now, too early, trying to send it down the corners, and could do a little better job of just connecting out wide and holding on to the ball, getting down to those corner flags.
Rega Falk, strong on the ball here. Missed tackle, and she gives it away. Muyo plays it back, but again, that's about been the story of Bakersfield's night tonight. Not a whole lot of opportunities going forward. Had to settle for a lot of long attempts. Down to 35 seconds here as Sack plays it forward. The Wolverines are going to go to 1-0 in the WAC this season. Yeah. A strong start coming off a win against UC Davis on Sunday. and it's also looking like they're going to pick up their first clean sheet of the season.
Yeah, just an overall great performance by UVU. Strong performance for them as a team. They got to be pleased about tonight.
The Wolverines and Roadrunners are going to do it again on Sunday, this time down in Bakersfield. You know, the Wolverines are going to have their hands full there as the Roadrunners are going to try to level things, but it's Utah Valley that's victorious tonight. The first WAC contest in school history results in a Wolverine win. We're going to take a quick break here from Clydefield, but when we return, we'll have post-game thoughts and a post-game interview with Utah Valley head coach Brent Anderson.
Count how many times I've heard people say that. And as a math teacher, I take it personally. So, while working on my master's at UVU, I developed ways to help kids not hate math. Does engaged learning make a difference? You do the math.
When I heard about the MBA program, I thought this would be a great opportunity to kind of open my mind again, sharpen the skills, and really get back into business and not just running what I already have.
I've been able to apply a lot of what I've learned in the MBA program in my everyday life, whether it's looking at quarterly financial statements and actually being able to read through them and understand what the different terms mean. And with my personal life, when I'm looking into where to invest my 401k or my Roth IRA, my retirement accounts, I can look at companies or look at mutual funds and use what I learned from my finance classes and accounting classes to understand, would this make a good investment based on the principles I've learned in school?
Don't procrastinate. Get signed up for your MBA program because it'll be a great thing for you and that you can use it throughout your entire life. Not only do you learn things about business, but you learn things about life, you learn things about people, you learn things about ethics that all will benefit you. And so don't wait till you get older. Use it while you can use it through your entire life.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
Utah Valley's first WAC contest is in the books, and they are victorious 2-0 here at Clydefield tonight, courtesy of goals from Callie Stubbs and Mikkel Salmon. We were joined on the touchline by head coach Brent Anderson. Coach, congratulations on the win. Hey, you're undefeated in the WAC.
Thanks, Kellen. It was a great game and a great feeling right now to represent UVU in this event and to come out victorious. I think the girls played very hard and deserved this victory tonight.
We talked earlier in the week about the need for defensive discipline, how hungry the girls were to get a shutout. You got one tonight. What do you say about your defensive play?
Look, they're very capable of doing this and replicating this performance, and they have been all along. It's taken us a little bit of time to get used to one another and find out what our strengths are, but the girls they finally gelled, and I think that they're playing very well right now as a team defensively. And then you saw that we can create some good attacking chances as well.
As you said, Bakersfield's backline was playing very high up the field, kind of trying to bait you into some offside opportunities, but you still had plenty of opportunities, just unlucky to not have a bigger margin of victory in this one.
Yeah, I think that's how soccer goes, though. You can attack and suddenly give up a goal, and I was a little bit worried of that, and we did start to get stretched out a bit and lost a little bit of the flow, but the girls got it back. We put some girls back in, and they settled things down, and we may not have finished with as much attack as we'd like, but we settled things down and controlled the game towards the end there.
And that being said, how crucial was Mikkel Salmon's goal to put you guys up two goals instead of one? Because it can teeter either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
I think that goal really let us relax a little bit, and the confidence went back up, and the girls got control of the game at that point and felt a lot better about what they were doing, and I think you could just see that out on the field.
All right, and Brent, we were talking, it's a little bit of a unique situation for you. You've got a day of rest. You're going to get on a plane tomorrow, go to Bakersfield, and try this all over again. How do you prepare your team for that situation?
Well, first of all, we get into the training room and get some great treatment from our trainer, Paul, and get those girls healthy. And then tomorrow we fly out early. When we get there to Bakersfield, we'll have a little bit of a light practice and then get a chance to watch the video and hopefully correct some of the things that we didn't do well tonight and build on some things that we did do well.
Great. Thank you for joining us, Brent. Congratulations on the win. Go
Thanks.
enjoy this with your team.
Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we return, we'll have the final stats here from Clyde Field. Utah Valley victorious 2-0 over Bakersfield.
I'm Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
To the young ones, the small ones, the ones they had planned on leaving in their shadow. I know your determination, your heart, the need you have to prove something, the sweat, the miles, the hours that stretch into days, and nights, and years. I know because I've been there. And now is ours. The earth and the sky are ours. And this is where you belong. Join us. We're waiting for you. And so are they.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Utah Valley victorious this Friday night, 2-0 over Bakersfield. It was the WAC opener, the Wolverines getting goals from Callie Stubbs and Mikkel Salmon, but really the story of this one's that back line. The Wolverines so hungry for a shutout. Bakersfield had come into the match hungry for a goal. They hadn't scored in their past 3 matches. The start of the WAC. Really, how impressed were you with this Wolverine defensive effort?
You know, the whole team across the board, I was very impressed. I mean, they've been working on their defense, and certainly that back line was solid tonight, but the whole team in general was solid. And as you know, a great defense makes for a great attack, and so it certainly gave them some opportunities to get forward, and were rewarded with 2 goals tonight.
Sure, and Mikkel Salmon had a great individual goal. She had a goal, or a great individual effort, had a goal and an assist to her name, was huge in the attack for Utah Valley. As you see, 22 shots for the Wolverines, 9 shots on goal. Bakersfield didn't have a single shot on goal entering the second half. Many of those shots were not very dangerous. Lauren Sack only had to make 1 real save against Hedda Regafalk midway through the first half, but overall the Wolverines controlled this game from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly Bakersfield, a team that's got to head home and start to think, how are we going to get on the scoreboard? We've been shut out for 4 games, but now we're going to be on our home field, and so hopefully they're looking for something to break through, but hopefully not. Our Wolverines will come out successful again.
And there's the WAC opener in the books here. Utah Valley winning this one 2-0. A great start to the conference season for the Wolverines, picking up their first shutout of the year in front of a great crowd here at Clyde Field. A special thanks to our production crew at UVU TV, all the folks upstairs making it happen, and for my broadcast partner, Veronica O'Brien, I'm Kellen Heiser. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again Sunday as the Wolverines take on Bakersfield in California.
I felt that the MBA offered me the most in terms of what I could do with it once I graduated. It's international recognition. I could go to Asia, South America, and people recognize the name MBA. It means that the person that holds that degree has a certain level of understanding of business management concepts and practices, that they can understand what it means to follow best practices in accounting or marketing or sales, and I wanted to have that associated with my name.
Well, the goals that I achieved by enrolling in UVU's MBA program were primarily to gain a CPA so I could do more for customers in terms of going beyond bookkeeping. I also just wanted to make a change in life.
My main reason of why I ended up pursuing it was because of marketability. I wanted to be marketable in case I wanted to say I want to do something different down the line. And getting the MBA opens up those doors if you want to take that change in your career path.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. It's a great opportunity to meet your future dean, professors, and advisors. Highlighted programs include business, science and health, education, humanities, aviation, dance, theater, and emergency service. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer.
Oh, I want to go where the coconut grow, where the sun is shining on me. Costa Vida is where I want to be. Costa Vida.